Thank you for your performance, and audience has some questions we would love you to answer. And the first question is, which is the craziest project you've ever done?
The craziest project
I've ever done? Yes, the craziest one.
Wow, that's a tough one. I think the craziest thing I ever been doing was starting up doing this project. When I started what I called Center for Urban Art, it was for me meant as a funny way of working with people's mindset to see if can you do this official pronouncement of something that's not official at all. And people really liked the terms, and we got 5,000 members at Facebook quite easily, and it wasn't my point. It was the craziest thing I did, because then I really had to be serious about it, and not just doing this as a
for fun
and for doing mental work with people.
Thank you. The second question is, how do you attract the funds for your activities, which is always important? For example, the green grass coverage, plants, flowers, etc. Also the economical impact of your activities to city economics.
It's quite easy doing this low budget projects. You can do them low budget. I started up doing low budgets, only working with British Council the first couple of times. Then afterwards I got some foundings by the municipality, but it was not much. But the big urban gardening workshop, as I did, was founded by the Architects Foundation. And that's a really, really huge amount of money they got. They are building buildings for millions of euros also, and we only got euros. We had let me see, 300 euros for doing this. No, that's not 3,000 euros for doing this, and it was so easy getting this kind of money when you are finding it in other ways. The economic impact is quite difficult to read, because the impact is not defined from the money you get. It is defined from the branding effect the city gets itself.
And attracts tourists.
And attract tourists.
Visitors.
And it is. And then when I'm doing this as a marketing, sometimes I'm doing it for companies. They are not doing this to make more money at the bottom line right now, but they are doing it to show that we are working with the environmental city, we are working with the climate and so on, and they are not for them it's not that important that it has an economic benefit right now. It is more in the
long
future.
Term. Yeah. Next question, how do you get permissions from the city council, and are those activities you're making a short term or a long term?
Backwards. It is a contemporary way of working. Most of it is there for half a season for the summer period. Some of it is...
So it's short time?
It is short time. It is meant to be short time because then you can do a lot of different things. There's a lot of different ways of working with this, and it's quite funny. The first question, that how I get the permission, that's a bit touchy because I'm not always getting the permission.
Oh, so sometimes it's illegal, right?
Yeah, it is a kind of working guerrilla, but the permission are given by different people. If you're working with people's houses, it is actually only the house,
the private, yeah,
the private giving the permission. If you're working with the city beds, it is the municipality giving the permission. And if you go asking the municipality, can we work in this size, they don't believe you. Mm-hmm. So they gave me permission for doing everything, and they didn't believe that we could do 300 squares of green installations. So they were surprised.
So you would say that maybe it's common sense that sometimes you ask permission, sometimes you don't. So it's kind of common sense how you do things.
Yeah, it is depending on what we are working with. Because when I'm doing workshops, I don't want people to have fines, police stress. Yeah. So I'm always making sure that they got the permission to do what they're doing, but they don't got the exactly permission for doing exactly what they are doing, and that's necessary normally, the laws. But we have this way of working that it's okay. And then I got this gentleman agreement with the municipality that if there's any problem, they will contact me and we will remove it immediately.
Great. And my last question, what do you think about Conference in Leopard, which is a city which is quite far away from the urban center Riga, out of seas, and here, Conference, all of you here, What is your opinion about this conference?
It is so great doing a large-scale conference like this, because second cities also really needs this. Mainly the capital, also in Denmark, the capital of Copenhagen, is really having a lot of this conferences and head offices and so on. And the second city always need to be more creative, to do it themselves, to get these things. And we don't get ourselves, so I think it's really great you're doing it.
Thank you for coming to Latvia. Thank you for coming to Leopard,
Thank
to
you.
the second city,
Thank you.
and wish you luck in the future works and wish you success.
Thank you.
Thank you.